Welcome. Today we have a letter from Grace that was sent to Eleanor Ashcom at Ashcom Cottage. This is done in the vintage style folding envelope. We do have an envelope over here that we're going to put our goodies in. But first let's read the letter. So we open it up and you can see the seal came up under it. Right here I had some white wax from a candle that we used. From this candle, and I didn't realize I was pouring it everywhere, but it gives it a unique thing. So let's read Correspondence number 5, In Its Perfect Time, from Rose Hollow, the 5th day of June. Your last letter reached Rose Hollow on Thursday afternoon, just as the post carriage departed down the lane toward Hawthorne Station. I carried it with me to the old bench beneath the silver birch, intending only to read a page before returning to my work. Instead, I remained there until the shadows had lengthened across the woodland garden. Your account of the first blossom at Ashcombe Cottage filled my heart with quiet joy. I could almost picture you standing beside the climbing roses, lingering over that single bloom as though heaven itself had entrusted it to your keeping. How gracious the Lord is to teach us through the smallest of his creations. This morning I walked the woodland paths before breakfast, carrying my little gathering basket in search of fern fronds for pressing. The forest floor has awakened almost overnight. Moss cushions the roots of the old oak. Wild violets have nearly finished their brief season, and foxgloves now rise like graceful sentinels, where spring flowers have gently faded. It is a different beauty than your conservatory, less carefully arranged, perhaps a little wilder, yet every corner bears the unmistakable imprint of the same loving Creator. As I paused beside Willow Brook, I noticed a cluster of unopened buds upon a native climbing rose that winds itself through the hedgerow. Their petals remain tightly folded, revealing nothing of the beauty they will soon display. For a fleeting moment I wished they would hurry. Then I smiled, remembering your words. The blossom did not appear because I watched for it. How often we ask the Lord to hasten what he has wisely appointed to unfold in his own season, whether we wait for healing, for direction, for reconciliation, or the quiet answer to long-cherished prayer. Our hearts are tempted to measure his faithfulness by the speed of his response. Yet the woodland teaches otherwise. No fern unfurls before its appointed morning. No bird sings before the dawn. No rose opens because it has been urged to do so. Everything beautiful arrives according to the wisdom of the one who formed it. There is a deep peace in that thought. The Lord has never been hurried by my impatience, nor has he ever forgotten a promise because I could not yet see its fulfillment. This afternoon I added several new specimens to my herbarium cabinet and found myself leaving an empty page between them. It seemed unnecessary at first, yet I felt strongly compelled to preserve a place for something not yet discovered. Perhaps faith often resembles the empty page, not vacant, prepared, waiting with quiet expectation for what the Lord already knows he will provide. Thank you, dear Eleanor, for faithfully sharing your observations from Ashcombe Cottage. Though our gardens differ in their character, they continue to teach us the same enduring truths. Your letters have become cherished companions, reminding me that God's lessons bloom in every place where hearts remain attentive. May the roses surrounding your moon garden conservatory continue to flourish beneath his care, and may you always find joy in the quiet work he has placed before you. I look forward to your next letter with great anticipation. Until then, know that you are remembered each evening as the light fades over Rose Hollow, and that I thank the Lord often for our friendship he has so kindly cultivated between us. Grace Whitmore, Rose Hollow. And it's just a beautiful little, they didn't have decorated envelopes then, or I don't know if they really, when they started making envelopes. That's something I need to research. But they would fold their envelopes like this and put wax on them and seal them so that you knew that if they weren't open before they got to you. So if you could see the break right here, you would know that somebody's been in it. So I'm going to show you how to do that, how to fold the envelope, how we decorated the envelope in the video. I'm going to show you this one. And get it open. And how I just basically cut it up. So for us to do some nice envelopes with some seals on it, I ordered some wax from Amazon. We got some dies. So there's an E for Eleanor, a G for Grace, and then this one is our Botanical Fields. It came with some wax, a little wax thing to hold it, like that. You know, actually, I think what we're going to do is maybe on here, we will practice. So we have a little candle, which I got a bigger one over there, but I don't know that it's going to work. What we're going to do to start with is I want to see what these colors look like before I put them on Grace's thing, because I don't know if I want green or if I want this red. And we can just do it on this. Look at me, I keep dropping them. So first we're going to sit it there. Some of them had little bowls that you could put here to hold this. I don't guess I ordered one, but you know, depending on how this goes, I might get one later on. So I don't know if I'm supposed to be down in. I think I'm starting to melt a little bit. But I think a holder would probably be nice to sit up here like this, and it could keep that heat in, because right now the heat is kind of, my air is blowing, so it's, but it's starting to melt. It's taking longer than I thought it would. And like I said, I think that's because of the air in here. So I've got it sitting on the candle. So we got room for one up here, one for here, maybe a couple more different colors. We can try an Eleanor one also, because today is not a very long day. So I don't know if I need all the wax to be melted. This is definitely a first time. Look at that. It's so pretty coming out of there. Let's see. Okay, so see, here's my ice pack. It's just more covered up. And I'm going to sit these up there so they will get cold. Oh, look at that. So 2 looks like it did pretty good. You see it? There's not much light over here, is there? So that is beautiful for Grace. I like that color. I was thinking of Eleanor being a different color, but see, now the problem is I've got more pink in there. How do you get it out? So I could get this. Oh, look, it's almost perfect. You know, that feels like wax or glue, but it's not. It's a thick wax. Oh, so as it dries, I can take my finger and get it out. Let's see. So there's got to be something better than this, but right now I'm just going to use my little bone folder and squish it and get it out best I can. Oh, I know what I did. I laid this down with that black on the bottom. It's probably where that came from. So I need something for it to sit on while we're doing this. You know, I think since we know that this is a pretty color for Grace, we're going to go ahead and do those. It'd be nice if I had somewhere to sit that to where it would get hot. Maybe we can heat it up and then sit it back down on our paper and just do away. Oh, I'm just improvising for right now. I'm going to get one of those little things to hold that. That is pretty. Look at that. So I've got that started. So what I'm going to do, we're going to look at the letter. The way they used to fold them is like this. If I can do this right. Something like that. I don't remember if they folded it twice. I mean, for my purposes, they don't have to be folded twice, do they? Could be folded like that. And so they would fold their papers like this because they didn't have envelopes. Or they hadn't, I mean, they probably had some somewhere, but my pen. So this one is going to Eleanor. Let me make sure. I always forget. Yes, Eleanor. So we'll put Eleanor on the front. So let's see. Miss Eleanor. So that's the way we're going to do it. We're just going to fold it up like that, put her name on the front, and then we need to seal it. That means getting this hot again. Then we're going to pour it right here. So that we, actually I think I'm going to throw another one in just in case. This is a lot of fun. I really like that. Oh, I'll put my light out. So it's like I'm going to be careful how close I'm getting my light. So I do have an envelope this week that we can use, but I don't know. I'm thinking I may just put in there like this, like the old way, and just put this to hold our goodies in the journal. It's a pretty color. Hey, about ready? I think we are. So we're going to put it right here on the seal, on the flap kind of thing. Just pour it out. Look at that. So I'm pouring it on both sides so it gets. And I'm going to take Grace and I'm going to actually I want her over just a little bit so she'll get the whole thing. Now, because I have it on this ice pack, it's going to cool off a lot quicker. Look at that. Now, the outside, as you can see, it's got all over my finger. It's not cooled off yet, so I can see a difference. There is kind of like a cloudiness here, and then there's a shiny right there right now. So let that one cool off. And then this one, I want to play with this metallic. See what we get. Oh man, look at that. Can you see it? I'm covering it up with my big old hand. That looks pretty. I like how this is going. So we can do that on the envelope. And I'm getting down in there just a little bit that I don't want. So you can get it off. No, once it goes on, it's there. So just be gentle. And I'm trying to do this to where y'all can see too. So it may not be the prettiest, but it looks pretty to me. And you could go around here. Like that. So I do wonder if I want to put a seal, a wax seal on here while we've got our fire going and our colors in there. See, I want more of it up there. And I'm not pushing hard. I mean, I'm just going to leave that one sit for a minute. Then we can do this one. So what do you think? They have a silver with this too. I like that one quite a bit better. I don't know, maybe I need to just add a little bit more. Maybe I filled it all in. Let's see. This one I'm going to do the same thing. So week 3 of after my mastectomy, this is kind of like, yeah, Friday was 3 weeks. It just kind of kicked my butt. First 2 weeks, I guess I was more numb from the surgery. And so I was up moving around a little bit more. But then last week, that numbing kind of wore off. And I guess the adrenaline and stuff. And I was just exhausted and tired. I slept most of the week. I'm starting to get my energy back. But what I read, that seems to be normal as far as that kind of surgery. Surprisingly, I'm not feeling out of place yet. I don't know if that's going to come or it's not going to come. So that's just something to look at in the future, I guess. But I did kind of want to update you just a little bit on that. I had tried to post on YouTube that on the community post that I was just not going to be able to make it. on Wednesday, and you know, I went back to look and I don't see it. Why is this not? Probably because I'm trying to color it too much. Okay. So we have our envelopes this week. We've got a pretty one that we're going to put in our journal. This week the letter is to Miss Eleanor Ashcom at Ashcom Cottage. We folded it up like a Victorian letter. Now I'm going to see if I can't break the seal. I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's see. We'll get better at this. Maybe it just needs to sit and cure some. I don't. Surprisingly, this is not like regular wax that I'm used to. There we go. So now we got it torn. Put this over here. See how pretty that came out? What I'm going to do this week is I'm just going to tear these out because I'm going to put them in that envelope. And I actually like how that is sitting with the beautiful wax there. So I think I might fold this one up so that it goes in more like a letter. So here is our journal. Remember, we've got all these that we've already done. And we did this one last week. Still has some more stuff. And you don't have to do a certain page. So what I could do here is I could actually glue this down. And I may do that. Well, then I won't see that part, will I? So I need to make like a little thing to tuck it in. I'm going to put a little bit of this on it. So I thought about putting some cardboard behind this to make the pocket a little bit stronger. I don't think I am, just because this is not going to be something that's gotten in and out and back and forth. So if I put it here, and then I put the little note back there, I think it'll fit perfect. So I'm going to put some glue just along the edges. I'm going to try and push that right there up a little bit. So I'm pushing in. Yeah, and that will slide right on in there nicely. That looks pretty. Okay, so then I have my envelope. I can put it in here the same way, but then of course I don't see this. Or I could just pin it right there. We could put some stuff in here. We'll put that in there. And then we'll pin it right there. I have my archive thing right here. All right. So this says the Quiet Archives. It has the QA number and the accession number is the year. I'm going to put it on here too. And then on this one, in case it gets lost or misplaced, it has its number on it. So our accession numbers come from this little page. So we have QA, and this is a letter, 2026, and then 005G. What is today? I don't even know. Like, oh, it's my mom's birthday, so we're just going to say August 2nd, even though I know it's on a Sunday, but that's okay. And the title of our letter, I forgot already, in his perfect time. Oh, then I need to put this on everything else, don't I? So I've got ink wax right there that I don't think I'm going to worry about getting off. I'm just going to stamp this one. We got that. So when you are doing your archives, it helps to put these little numbers on everything. So if this envelope gets taken out and put somewhere else, you've got that archive number to go and find everything. And they all have the same number. Okay. So now we're going to put Miss Grace back in here. It's just so pretty. So I think I told you about the wax, but I'm not sure. So I will tell you again. When I was doing this and I moved it, look, I got wax all over the place, right here, right there. So we got some extra wax, which you can say is just like any other day. I'm going to get a little pin to put right here. Let's see. I think I want that there. And I'm going to make it more like a belly band, even though, or not a belly band, but like a tuck. Even though it's thin paper, I don't know if I'm going to put anything in it, but that gives us room to put something if we decide to. This could go right there. I do kind of like it sideways. So all my artifacts are in here. I just took that in. Get my pen again. We got AR1 right here. QA0501. Oh, that was the MA. Sorry. Here's the Doc 01 right there. Then on this one, we have SP 01, Botanical 01, and then Botanical 02. And since it's already got all the archive numbers on it, we don't need to put any because we know this will match over here. I'm just going to stick this back in. And I'm going to say I really hope you guys enjoyed the video and that you learned something new. And if you're new here, go down to the drop-down box and find where it says go and sign up for this. You'll get the startup packet. Then every week on Wednesdays, I send out new letters, new archive stuff, new envelopes. So I hope to see you next week. Leave me a comment below what you think and what did you enjoy this week while working within your archives. Thank you and have a great day.